This right here is a flat world. And about 2 years ago, I created a masterpiece, which created a new era for building. Let me take you to the beginning, where I created a world. All during the first couple of days, all there was just an empty piece of grass. It all started here. Just an empty flat world. Nothing was here until that fateful day, just until I had the idea of creating a Japanese palace. I don't know why I had that idea, but it turned out really good. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the palace I built. I had a very nice interior, but I wanted more. So I waited and waited until I had the bright idea. What if I turned this palace into a giant city? So after 2 weeks of building, I had this. It was a few houses with a farm and nothing else. I thought that this was it. I thought this was everything I was going to do. But I would never imagine what I was going to do in the future. As times progressed, I made towers. I expanded the city. I made new buildings. I made new shops, new streets, a park, new houses, and I extended the forest instead of it just being a giant wall. And I thought this entire city was it of my career. But no, I was wrong. I made a forest. I extended the forest. Then I made a lake. A small, tiny lake. The forest grew bigger. Bigger than it was ever would have. The trails got longer. I added ships to the build. I even added a mountain with a temple on top. And I thought this was the end. This ended it all. All of this was done until one fateful day. On May 13th, 2023, I had the brightest idea. What if I turned a flat piece of land on the other side and made another city? So after a lot of trial and error, I made a big ocean. And since this plan took me a while, it was Christmas time. And that's when I got my first PC. All of this was on Switch. I never could imagine that I could do all this by Switch. As I got my new PC, I made a lot of progress with this. The first building I made was a small temple, and I thought this was going to be it. I added houses, small houses, gardens, rivers that flow through the city, prisons, more houses, even a coliseum, and a lot more buildings. Even added boats to the harbor and more trees. But as I was scrolling on the internet, I had the brightest idea. Since this looks like Pompeii, an ancient city back in Roman times, why don't I add a volcano? So after 5 months of planning on what I should, yeah, this took me a while to do. So yeah, I finally created this. A volcano that could destroy an entire city. I thought I was gonna fill the entire thing with lava, but I actually added something pretty cool inside that my friend told me to make. This right here is a destroyed temple. I made a temple inside of a volcano, nether themed. It might not look good on the inside or the outside, but it is good. It is good to me. As I built the volcano, I extended the forest to its final peak. I added farms to the back. And the last thing that I added was something special, but it is in another world. This, my friends, is what I like to call a custom made end dimension. These buildings were made by hand. All of them took me a while. This dragon right here almost destroyed all of them. But I managed to find a command. As times went by, I made a lot of progress. But to this day, I have the Roman city and the other city. I would never think that this would go very far. This project took me a lot, and I hope you guys subscribe. Please give this video a like, share with your friends that this person made an amazing build. Goodbye. Peace.